What is up, everyone? I am DustyVengance, and for you guys today I'm bringing you a special Dusty vlog. It is a road trip with DustyVlog, as a matter of fact, and that is where I went on vacation, and I am bringing you guys with me, or actually showing you guys what I did on vacation. And it was with my family, and we went out all the way to Oregon, and we are from Virginia, so it was about a week trip of vacation, a week to get there and back. So it was pretty intense driving, but it was still fun nonetheless because we saw a lot of stuff, and I didn't get everything recorded on my phone, which is what I used to record, which is an LG G3, by the way. So that way, in case you're wondering what I used to record, but I try to record as much as I can, and I just couldn't get everything because I drove a lot and I slept a lot, like at night, because we did all night driving sometimes, so I couldn't get everything, but I did get what I could. So I hope you guys will enjoy this video. And so go ahead and leave a thumbs up for this video because it would be great if you did. And so yeah, let's get to it. So as you can see here, this is the driving, like night driving we had to do. Like I recorded me night driving. This is one of like 3 or 4 times we had a night drive. And it was intense. It was seriously intense because I've never stayed up all night like this in a car. So it was really intense. Anyway, we are now near Nebraska area in the Midwest, and you can see like windmills and stuff. This was absolutely insane because the windmills are huge, and the propellers on them are huge, or like probably the size of my house. Just the one propeller, and then it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and you can see them from a distance. And then as you can see, we're getting closer to them, and it was absolutely spectacular. I mean, it was flat out there too, so you can see for miles out and see these windmills working, and it's just awesome to look at. And then as you can see, I'm getting closer, and there's so many of them. I would say there's close to 50 of them out there, easily 50 of them out there, if not even more, maybe a little less, but it's crazy. It's crazy how many there are. And you can see how flat it is. It's just flat and everything, but it was real pretty though. The whole trip was nice. It only rained for us about once, and it was pretty sunny the rest of the week. As you can see here, we're in like a little town area, a little cute little town. Stopped off, and you know, scenic views and everything, and looking at random shops throughout the town. It was quite nice. Later on we get into Wyoming, and this is in Wyoming. This is some sort of mountain. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. It's like it's been a couple of weeks since we've been here, so I can't remember exactly the names off the top of my head, and I do not have a list of the names of everything we've been to because it was a lot of stuff. But this was a beautiful mountain range. It was beautiful scenic views, and you can see what you see in the mountains are snow. They're not rocks or dust or spit. It's actually snow in the mountains, which I didn't believe at first. I thought something else, and I didn't know it was snow. I mean, I knew it could snow in the mountains, but I didn't know it would look like that. It just looked gray, and it didn't look like snow at the first time. So anyway, as you can see, the other views, we get up to this little platform here where you can have a little, like a telescope like thing to tell you or show you out in further distances, which is nice. And you can see all the rocks around here. It's just amazing. See all the rocks. It's like a volcano just blew up. Yeah, so we just want to walk around through here. It's pretty legit. I want to show you guys. It's like huge rocks, huge standing rocks down here. Check this out. Look at this right here though. Oh my goodness, and it's like all over the place. And you got this scenery here. Pretty sweet. Like a boss. So as you can see, this is a picture I took of a little lake that we come across. It was real pretty. I know it's real short, but I wanted to get to the videos. As you can see here, we are now in Idaho, I believe, getting close to the border of Idaho from Wyoming. And it's just so deserty looking, like the rocks, the mountain ranges, everything just, it's so Western feel. Even though we're northern, there's still like desert ranges, which you will see later in this video. But it's so many different landscapes. It's insane. Like, look, we come from big rock mountains to just normal mountains, but they're huge, and they got trees sporadically everywhere. Then you got just huge open lands, and it was insane. As you can see, it's raining here, and this was like the only time it did rain during the whole trip, which was kind of surprising. But it was a clean trip, you know, no weather, superior weather anyway, which was nice. Anyway, I mean, I can't really talk like for 20 minutes about this stuff constantly. I can't think of all the things to say, but As you can see, this is another mountain range here. I believe we are now in Idaho, and we were close. I believe we were close to the place where there was a lake in this area, and where there was a bunch of fossils found back in the early 1900s, which was really cool to see. And I'm all about that history, so seeing those fossils was absolutely amazing. And this area, I believe, was like a lake. It was a lake, as you saw. And some more mountain ranges down the road, you know, each mountain was completely different, but there was so much of it that each one was different, and it was just unique and really cool to see. Now, as you can see here, the black area, I believe that's man-made. It's like a mine, I believe, over there, if I am correct. But it just looked pretty cool, and I thought I'd show it to you guys. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before, so it was pretty sweet to watch or to look at. But as you continue to watch here, it's just absolutely intense, and I can't really think of much else to say. Here's another view of that same area I was talking about, like the mining bit. But another thing, now that I mention it, you see here how flat it is. All I did was just, when I was recording with my phone, I literally just switched sides in the van, and it was flat, and then I came back and there were still mountain ranges. As you can see here off in the distance, you can see another mountain range way out in the distance. That's how flat it was. What's up, everyone? So apparently we run across something pretty intense, you know, just super intense, that I thought you might like to see, because I don't see this every day. This is something you don't come across every single day in your career or your lifetime or anything in between. So let's take a look. I mean, this is just this like shrub thing here, but when you come up this way, you got this like big old gorge, like a canyon. I don't know why I call it a gorge, but you got this big old canyon here. It's pretty legit. I mean, you got people living down yonder. You got a hotel like right there. That's a hotel, and trees. But you can go over here. It's like a city of some sort. But anyway, that right over there is a hotel, right on the edge. Pretty sweet. Then you get over here, you get to see some more canyon and stuff. It's pretty dang sweet. But yeah, you get this like down here to walk down here. And then you just come down here in the sunset, and it's about 7 o'clock in the afternoon over here in Idaho. So it's pretty sweet. Just check it out, man. Gosh, it's breathtaking. So here we go. This is what they called Snake River Canyon, and this was a bridge you could cross to get across the canyon. And like I said, you got houses down there. You got like actual people going down there. There was actually someone fishing down in the river below the bridge, and we actually saw a few skydivers. Like, they're not literally skydivers, but the bridge divers is what I like to call them. But they dove off the bridge and had the parachutes, of course. But it was really cool to watch that. And you can see me right there in my shadow. It's pretty unique there. You know, I never would have thought I saw my shadow like that. But also fun fact is that before we get into this other clip here, which is about to show up, there was rocks laying around, of course, and I was actually found a decent sized rock and was able to throw it into the river, just barely reaching the river, which was pretty cool, because, you know, it's super far up, as you saw in the video. It's super far up in the canyon, but I was still able to get a rock down in the river, which I thought was fun. Here we have like a sunset that we stopped off and took pictures of, because it was like something we'd never seen before. Sunsets off the horizon like that. It's real pretty. And we just had to stop off and get pictures of it, because it was just breathtaking. And we don't see that out here on the East Coast, because it's obviously trees and mountains in the way. But as you can see here, as I was saying earlier about the like desert terrain and everything, this is like a desert like terrain in Oregon, which blew my mind, because Oregon, when you get further over to the Pacific coast, it's more trees and everything, but this is more of the east side of it, and it's open and deserty, and there's nothing here, and it's just mind-boggling almost, because I mean, look at this. It's this side, and then you flip it over to the other side of the van, and it's still, look at this, it's just desert still. And it's insane how like much the terrain changes over a few hours. Or even minutes even. I mean, look at this. There's no bushes or anything. No like one of them grass plants you see in the desert. It's insane. And you can see how much I know about the West. It's absolutely awesome. But as you can see, we stop off at a view scenic point and saw this. This is like close to Washington State, and we're like near the border of Oregon and Washington. And this was like flat, and we just had to see it. It was super flat, and that was a road down there that you can see right there, that curve right here on the bottom. That road out in the distance was led to, like, if you took this road the truck's on right now, it would lead you to the road out yonder. You can just see that far out. It's mind-boggling. I've said that 100 times. But here I got some pictures here of like a little fire. I don't know, we don't know if it was an actual wildfire or actual control fire where people actually burn off the field to help build, like, grow crops easier, like a fertilizer almost. We didn't know what it was, but we did see like a fire in the field, which is kind of scary but kind of cool in a way. You know, it wasn't like super huge wildfire, but it was kind of neat in a way. But anyway, here we get into the Columbia River Gorge. This area was probably the most beautiful area we've been in throughout this whole trip, where there's huge river that led to the ocean, obviously, but we had like there was like a canyon we were in, and at different points it'd be like a desert, and here it was trees all over the place. And see what I'm saying? But we're in Oregon, so you can see how much the terrain changes from being like a desert to the trees. It just was absolutely insane. And the mountains were just like keep coming. They weren't like getting flattening out, or it was just more mountains after mountains after mountains, and it was just so much to take in. It was crazy. But you can see here more views. I mean, I did get a lot, try to get as many video as I could of each area we were in, and it was just a lot of fun. Now here we get to the Mammoth Falls. I do say it later in a clip where I call it like Mammoth Falls, because that's what we first called it at first, because we didn't know how to pronounce it. So we called it that as like a nickname, but then we got to the area and they told us how to say it. And this was called Mammoth Falls, and this is one of the few waterfalls you can see throughout the area. This is the first one you can see, and this was like, I think, the second biggest of them all, like of the dropping falls. Like later on you'll see what I mean by that. But this is one, and then I get later, like further in, and I would have probably gotten under that if I had a swimsuit or something, but I didn't want to get wet because we were traveling like very fast, you know, I didn't have time to dry off. So I would have done it if we had more time, but couldn't do it, which is a shame. Would have been funny to watch, but what can you do, man? What can you do? But it was still pretty and everything to see, the water and all. It was very cool, actually very cool weather, and wasn't hot, thankfully.
Come across this place called, can't even pronounce the name. We call it the Mammoth Falls because it just sounds better. But yeah, I'm working up this trail here, as you can see. This trail, I'm working up like a boss, and it's pretty rocky right now. But it's about a half-mile walk to where we got to go, which is a fall we're going to go to, what's called Kukugua Fall. So it's going to be legit. It's a pretty good walk right here. I like it though. I like the little hike. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Here we go. This is not the falls, but it's pretty dang close, because it's like it's going down and then coming back up. And look at this. Let's see if I'll show it to you. See? Look at this. What the? Okay, cool. Yellow rocks. That's cool. But yeah, that's it. Gosh, this place is something. As you can see behind me. Yeah, this ain't it, but it's close to it. I'm getting there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can literally just walk behind this thing. I just don't want to get my phone wet. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
So here we go. This is another fall, or like a river like thing, a part of this Mammoth Falls. This is do not know the name of it, but you can see it's more like a river than a fall. But out in the distance you have your waterfall. It's not as like big or stuff like that than the other ones, but it was still a pretty fall. You know, it had the river there. It was pretty cool. Now, I'm sorry for me cutting off, like when I get to the point where I'm talking in the video. I'm sorry for me cutting off here, because I keep losing track of the time and where I'm at in the video. So when I cut off, I forget. So please forgive me on that one. I'm trying to watch it as much as I can on the timeline here. But here you can just see some more, you know, waterfalls. Now this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one of the three you see or have seen. And this is the one that everybody wants to come see. As you can see, there's a bridge you can go up to. I didn't have a chance to get up there in time, but you could get up there, which is really cool. And this was absolutely amazing to see, because I mean, look how high up it is. I mean, when you are there in person, it's much more bigger than it is on camera. Much more bigger. And you can see how the waterfall, it's like the wind's pushing it. That looks cool and everything. So I'm here to another video. So let's get to it.
Alrighty, everyone, it's windy and we're going down some sort of like hill thing to the Pacific Ocean, my friends. That is right. This is so weird because on the East Coast there's literally nothing. Like, you see the sand over there, it's flat, but this is like a hill, and I can't see very well because the phone's not bright right now, but we're going down to look at the ocean. So, you know, we're on the beach now. You see me walking on the sand and everything. I'm in my tennis shoes though, like legit tennis shoes. I don't know if you can see them. You can see my tennis shoes. But anyway, walking around in them. It's so legit. Like, this place is so much different than the East Coast. It's intense. I mean, look at ocean back there somewhere. It's legit. And then you get to see like what we had to walk down. Let's see if I get that on there. Probably can see it's back there. It's a lot of walking just to get to the beach. And now we got to walk this like lowest tide ever in the history of mankind. Lowest tide, everything. It's legit. But yeah, this is kind of hard walking in sand with tennis shoes, you know. This is like so far away too. I mean, this is legit. I mean, check this out. You can see here, see, look at my tennis shoes, they're so cool. But yeah, we're walking along here. It's like a stick there. You can see how much of the sand you gotta travel to get to the ocean. I mean, we haven't even got to the ocean yet. It's just right over the hill. It's too much. And then the wind, it's kind of cold here too. Like, you would have already noticed I was wearing a jacket and all. But yeah, you can see here's the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Turning around 360 angles. Too much of a beast, bro. I want to go put my feet in the water though, like legit do that. So cool. Let's sit still for a minute. Well, you know, I was walking across this, you know, the ocean of spit of the Pacific Ocean, and so much hadn't shown up here, but it's been back toward that way. Look at this place, man. Jellyfishes right there. All over the place, man. The challenge of the day is to climb that rock and not fall off and fall into the water and die. Shells all over the place, rocks. There's shells, a bunch of shells back here. You can see the challenge has been completed, and it's windy as heck. And the water's right in my face. This is great. Climb up this big rock. Let's go, boss. Oh, spit.
So that was the Pacific Ocean. That was probably the second highlight of the whole trip, seeing that, and also that Columbia River Gorge. And then this is the salt, let me see if I get this straight, the like salt flats, like the Salt Lake flats, you know, where everything was flat and everything's salt out in Utah. It's almost boring to death. And this is the area actually where the Pirates of the Caribbean, the third movie, this was actually where it was made at the beginning, where the Jack Sparrow does his spit. But anyway, here we have the more mountain ranges out in Colorado this time, and this is probably where I end up finishing doing the recordings, and here on is where we get to booking it home because we're tired and everything. So this is really pretty ranges though. I mean, you can see how much the ranges change and how much like life is there, from desert to mountain trees with trees everywhere. It was pretty sweet. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this first vacation with DustyVlog like thing. It's the first time I've ever done something like this, and I hope I did an okay job. I know this is not the greatest commentary over this video. I tried my best to talk as much as I can, but it's just really not much to say other than just seeing the views. There's no real much saying it because you can't put the view into words sometimes, and that's how it works. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure you do leave a thumbs up for this video and subscribe if you are new to become a part of the Boss Army, and I will see you guys later into the next video. Signing off. Can I make it? Can I make it? Give me all those camera flashes. Can I finish out with style, man? Tell you what, I love racing in this game. Like.